everybody, welcome back to this random journey. Today is day 10, I believe, of our book a week challenge. So you guys know I finished the Positive Dog yesterday, and I kind of gave you an overview on that. I'm still reading the Hello Fears book, and I read one chapter in that today. And I started a new book. It's called The Magical Gift of Kindness by Joy Haney. And I've read a couple chapters in it already, and so I just want to talk about these books. And I also read 5 chapters in my Bible, like I do. Actually, take that back. I did not read 5 chapters in my Bible. I read 4 chapters in my Bible. I finished out the book of 2nd Samuel. So I didn't read 5. I read 4 today because I just stopped at the end of that book. So in that, of course, was finishing up the story of David, and it talked about his mighty men. I thought that was a very interesting section in my reading today in my Bible. And then I read in the kindness book that I've started by Joy Haney, and so far it has just been a collection of stories of people being kind. The book is supposed to talk about kindness, obviously, and it talked a little bit beyond just the stories about small acts of kindness and how just random small acts of kindness can make a big difference in our world. There was actually a quote. See if I can find it really quick. Well, I should have bookmarked it because I can't seem to find the part that I wanted to quote to you guys. But basically, it was a quote about small acts of kindness and how they can make a big difference. So yeah, it's so far it's good read. It's more just a whole collection so far of small stories, which is okay, but and I like the stories. I think they're really good. There was one about Abraham Lincoln, a couple about Abraham Lincoln, but one in particular that was talking about when he was president and the schoolyard that was butted up against the White House, and how this little kid was being made fun of, and how he, because of his shoes and his clothes and stuff, and so the president went and bought him all new attire and his family, and bought him groceries and different things, and then they had the teacher put on the whiteboard about being kind. Here, I have that quote for you actually. It says, so it was from the Bible, and he had the student that he bought the stuff for give this to his teacher to write on the whiteboard. It says, "Inasmuch as you have done unto one of the least of these, my brethren, you have done it unto me," which is a great scripture. And then the president went and visited the class, and he had the teacher write another thing up on the board, which is, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." So I thought that was kind of cool. It kind of brought in Abraham Lincoln, and it also talked about Abraham Lincoln's mentor and how he showed kindness to Abraham Lincoln, and because that's why he became the way he became. So I thought it was pretty cool. It's a good book so far. Not gonna discount it. It's got cool stories and stuff in it, so you should check it out. I will continue to read that one. I'm hoping to have that one read in the next few days. It's a 10 chapter book. I read 2 chapters today, so we'll see how that goes. The one I am really enjoying is Hello Fears. I read chapter 3 today, and I have it on the takeaways page here, so if I'm looking down quite a bit, that's why. It was talking about society's check boxes and how people can, or we can set, like things up that we have to check off in our life. Like whenever I start dating, I want to be this age. When I get married, I want to be this age. When I have my first kids, I want to be this age, that kind of thing. And it was talking about how we shouldn't put time limits on ourselves and our boxes that we want to check off, and that we should have broader things that we want to aspire to be. She talked about a point in her life where she had checked off a lot of the boxes, and she was kind of coming to the end of the boxes, and she realized that there wasn't much purpose, and she got really depressed and had like a panic attack. And then she went to a therapist, and they talked about making sure that she set, more goals and more things to aspire to do, but then not to put a time limit on it. So some of those things being that she wanted to be an influencer, she wanted to, help people, she wanted to move here, do this. One thing that I thought was really cool, let me find it. Okay, one thing I thought was really cool was that she, on this one page, she said there's a want to do and there's a should do. And a lot of times people will say, well, I should do this because this is what is expected of me. But she says, what is it that you really want to do? She said that she hopes that we take away from this chapter figuring out what we actually want and not what is expected of us. And I actually really gleaned a lot from that. A lot of times we do often want to please other people and do what we should do instead of what we want to do. And so some of the things, I'm going to read through what examples she gave. She gave 9 examples, and so I'm just going to read through those really quick, and you can think about those wants and shoulds and see what you get from them. So one was, I want to / should, so you're supposed to circle whether you want to or you should. Settle in the same city as my family. I want to / should make a name for myself. I want to / should have kids. I want to / should work at a prestigious agency. I want to / should discover my passion. I want to / should be my own boss. I want to / should travel to exotic places. I want to / should be an organ donor. I want to / should believe in God. And then she left the 10th one open so that you could plug in anything else in your life that you have questions about. Like, is this something I want, or is this something I feel like I should do? So yeah, that really spoke to me personally. Made me think about some things that I want out of my life, and then there's other things that I feel I should do, even though it's not something I really want to do. But then she likened that we should have some things that are a should do in order to get to the want to do. So let me give you an example. Okay, so she said, the ultimate goal of every should must be a want. So basically, hold on, I gotta find where she talked about that. She gave some great examples. Okay, oh, I remember one of the examples. I can't find it, but I remember one of the examples. It was, if you want to become a writer, and that's what you want to do, then you need to actually start writing and learning how to write. So that's a should. You should learn how to write if you want to become a writer. You should go to college if you want to become, whatever the career choice of your dreams is. Like, if you want to be a doctor, then you might not want to go to school for it, but obviously you should go to school for it, or you have to. It's kind of expected of you, and different things like that. Like, she gave better examples, obviously, but you get the picture, you get the idea. I thought that was a really great way to look at it, that there are things that we should do even though we don't want to do in order to get to the wants that we do want. That makes sense. It talked about comfort zones, settling for our comfort zones, and how that can be different than pursuing our own path. So if we get too comfortable, we're not going to pursue the things that we want out of life. So we need to make sure that we are pressing and that we are pushing towards goals. And so she talked about setting goals in this chapter, things we want out of life, and then pursuing them and not just sitting idly and that kind of thing, which I thought was really cool. And she also talked about the pyramid concept. I can't remember what it was called exactly. Sorry. Okay, it's the pyramid of needs, basically, and it talks about, we have our basic needs. We need food, we need water, that kind of stuff. We need shelter, we need somewhere to live. And then it goes into a sense of belonging. We need relationship. We need good self-esteem. And then authentication. No, actualization. And so anyway, she gave her own examples of how she had in each of those spots put the things that she wanted. And then she talked about how we need to put in our pyramid the things that we want. So I thought that this chapter was a great read again. And I enjoyed it. It gave me a lot to think about. Yeah. So that's the books I'm reading. That's what I gleaned from the books I read today. And I hope you guys liked it. We're doing daily vlogs, guys. Right now we're doing a book a week. I do different kinds of challenges all the time. If you like this kind of content, make sure to subscribe for future videos, and I will see you again tomorrow.